When the sun dipped behind the hills of Willowbrook and the shadows stretched across cobblestone streets, the small town fell into its nightly hush. Lamps flickered, shopkeepers closed their doors, and children tucked into bed, waiting for sleep to sweep them away. But what no one in Willowbrook truly knew was that their dreams, their wild, vivid, and impossibly colorful dreams came from a single little boy with paint-stained hands. His name was Elian, though the townsfolk called him the Dream Painter. He wasn't much taller than a fence post, with hair always messy and clothes spattered with streaks of blue, gold, and crimson. Elian carried no ordinary brush. His was carved from starlight and featherlight wood, a gift he had found in a secret chest hidden beneath the roots of the oldest oak tree in the meadow. And every night, when the town drifted into slumber, Elian tiptoed to his attic room, lifted the lid of his paint box, and began to work. His canvas was not paper or cloth, but the very night sky. Each stroke of his glowing brush painted a new dream. He swirled emerald rivers for the farmer's children, painted fields of golden candy corn for the grocer's daughter, and brushed clouds of shimmering violet for the old baker who longed for adventures he'd never taken. When Elian painted, the world grew silent, as though the stars themselves bent low to watch. One night, while painting, Elian felt something strange, a tug at his brush, as though unseen fingers pulled from the other side. He frowned and dipped the bristles into a jar of silver paint, the color he used to spark joy. But instead of joy, the paint swirled into darkness, spreading across the canvas like smoke. A cold wind rattled his shutters, and from the shadows emerged a figure cloaked in gray. "I see you," the figure whispered, voice thin as a hiss. "So you are the one who fills this town with laughter and light." Elian held his brush tight, his heart racing. "Who are you?" The figure's eyes glowed faintly, hollow and hungry. "I am the Dream Eater. I thrive on emptiness, on dull nights without color. Your paintings starve me." Elian's chest tightened. He had never imagined that someone or something might wish to undo his work. The Dream Eater raised a clawed hand, and in an instant, part of Elian's painted sky shattered, leaving behind a hole of gray nothingness. From below, faint cries echoed as townsfolk stirred restlessly in their beds, their dreams dissolving into ash. Elian's grip on his brush steadied. "These dreams aren't mine to give up. They belong to the people," the Dream Eater snarled. "Then fight me, little painter. Let us see if your colors can outlast my shadows." With that, the attic became a battlefield of dreams. Elian dipped into his paints, swirling hues of dawn and twilight, casting arcs of golden light and waterfalls of sapphire. The Dream Eater countered with storms of black mist and curling smoke, swallowing colors whole. The town below shifted in their sleep, caught between wonder and nightmare, their breaths rising and falling with the strokes of Elian's brush. But soon, Elian's arm grew heavy, his paints nearly gone. Despair nipped at him, whispering that he was too small, too young, too weak. The Dream Eater loomed larger, feeding on Elian's doubt. Then, through the shadows, Elian remembered something his grandmother once told him. Dreams are strongest when they are shared. Dropping his brush for a moment, Elian opened the attic window and whispered into the night. "Dream with me, Willowbrook. Dream with me now." And something miraculous happened. From every bed in every home, sparks of color drifted upward, tiny threads of dreams from the townsfolk themselves. A child dreaming of flying on a paper kite, an old man dreaming of seeing the ocean again, a young girl dreaming of dancing beneath fireworks. Each dream became a color, brighter and purer than any Elian had ever painted alone. The threads gathered in Elian's paint box, overflowing with glowing hues he had never known. With a trembling but determined hand, Elian dipped his brush into the shared light and painted one final stroke across the sky. It was not just a dream. It was a tapestry woven from every hope, every laugh, every secret longing of the town. The sky ignited in brilliance, bursting into rivers of living light that no shadow could swallow. The Dream Eater shrieked, clawing at the brilliance. But the tapestry only grew stronger, wrapping around the figure until it dissolved into sparks that faded into nothing. Elian collapsed onto the floor, exhausted but smiling. Outside, the town sighed in its sleep, drifting into the most beautiful dreams they had ever known. When dawn came, the townsfolk awoke with joy still lingering in their hearts. Children told their parents of wild adventures, parents spoke of long-lost hopes reignited, and the baker swore he could still feel the wind from sailing across golden seas. None of them knew exactly how, but they all felt grateful, lighter, and full of wonder. As for Elian, he returned his brush to its box, his fingers still trembling from the battle. He knew the Dream Eater might one day return, or perhaps others like it. But he also knew he wasn't alone. The dreams of Willowbrook weren't his to carry, they belonged to everyone. That night, when the town settled once more, Elian climbed to his attic and looked at the blank sky. He smiled, dipped his brush into the paint box overflowing with shared colors, and whispered, "Let's paint together again." And so, the little painter brushed strokes of light across the heavens, weaving dreams not just for Willowbrook, but for all who dared to close their eyes and believe. For in the end, the dream painter's greatest masterpiece wasn't the colors he painted, but the hope he left glowing in every heart. And if you ever find yourself drifting to sleep and dreaming of impossible wonders, flying castles, golden forests, or skies painted in colors you've never seen, perhaps it is Elian's brush, still painting, still protecting, still reminding the world that dreams are meant to be shared.